wear and tear, and I have no idea how some of these steering wheels get that bad, but really oiled up body oils, makeup. I mean, I guess jewelry can do that, but we're going to clean that up and restore it. I have a kit for that, by the way. Let me show you. This is the Geist steering wheel restoration kit. Guys, you can order whatever color your interior is: tan, black, gray, red. Let me show you the contents of this kit. This kit was ordered to match the color of the car we're working on. So the contents: Rapid leather and vinyl cleaner, degreaser for leather and vinyl, easy color restore, black in this case because that's the color we're working on, dye and friction blocker, so after about 30 minutes to an hour of curing the dye, then you can protect it as well. Also, 1 sanding pad, 2 sponges, and 2 cloths. This is what I believe to be, yes, this is the sanding pad. This will be to smooth out any rough areas that have been scoured into the leather. And then that is the Rapid leather and vinyl cleaner. This is the Easy Color Restore, so this is the dye itself. Right here we have the dye and friction blocker, so this will be the protectant after you have finished the process. This here is the degreaser for leather and vinyl, cleaning purposes. And here we have some cloths. Some foam blocks to apply the dye. And some more cloths. So a complete kit. Let's dig right into it, guys. Okay, good friends. First step, grab the Rapid leather cleaner and one of the blocks, the foam blocks. Spray it on to the block. And we're going to start to scrub until you cause some foam on the leather. You could do one section at a time. It's a pH neutral cleanser, and this will help to remove oils from hands, fingers, makeup, dirt from the hands transferred to the steering wheel. I mean, wow, it's amazing how a steering wheel can get torn up. I mean, who owned this thing? Deadpool, Wolverine, Sabretooth, Dokken, X-23, Omega Red, Romulus. You didn't think I knew that many superheroes with claws, did you? If you know any more that have claws, go ahead and add them down into the comment section. It's a good thing he didn't say clickety-clack this time. That should do it. Now, what you want to do is kind of let this sit for 2 or 3 minutes. Now that we have it soaked and foamed up. And then after that time, I made this cloth here damp. Fellers and fellas. So after the 2 to 3 minutes, we want to mop up all the dirt that we have agitated and disturbed from the steering wheel and its leather. Starting to pick some up. Yeah, guys, I enjoy movies besides sports. I know some of the upcoming movies this year. We have Dune 2. I know they're doing a remake of Roadhouse, but don't do it. Don't mess with my man Patrick Swayze. I know they have another Mad Max from George Miller that I'm also looking forward to. Ghostbusters. Hope that gets back to being the glory it used to be. Another Deadpool. Name some other movies you would enjoy to see this year. We might as well clean up the horn button while we're at it. That works. Sorry, the shop manager jumped 4 feet in the air. Sorry, little girl. Come here. Did I scare you? I'm sorry. That should do it. Time to move on to the next step. And you can see some of the body oils and dirt transferred from the hand up onto the damp microfiber. That step is done. For the next step, we're going to grab the degreaser for leather and vinyl. And they want to have you use this kind of to mop up any areas that may have any contamination from the last step. So you just kind of dab it onto this, just a little bit. Dab it onto the cloth and clean the steering wheel. Go over that area you just cleaned for the first step. Okay, now I guess you could call it super cleaned. Next step. For the next step, it may not be needed. If you have a smooth steering wheel that's just worn from wear and tear instead of claws digging into the steering wheel, or jewelry, obviously, rings or watches, you could skip the step. But if you have what I have, gouges and lifting pieces of leather, you could take the sanding block here and let's just mist a little bit of the cleaner onto the pad and find those areas and smooth them out. You don't want to go crazy with your stitching. You can fray the stitching and that looks horrible. And you don't want to sand for long periods of time. That actually did the trick already. And it's pretty much worn through the dye, but that's all right because we are going to be re-dyeing the area anyways. You can see that dye transferring onto the block. Don't worry about that. You don't have to panic when you see that. And you're only going to do the areas that are really rough. Your fingers or whatever that was, smooth it out a bit. That way when we get on to the next step, you won't see marks and indentations and lifting pieces of leather. And I followed up with, there you go. You can see what we brought up here with the pad. And now it's clean once again, it's smooth, and we are ready for the next step. Okay, for the next step, we want to grab the Easy Color Restore for vinyl and leather. Have that ready just in case we make a mess. We're going to take the sponge and we're going to dab some of the color onto the sponge. And what I recommend, having done this a few times, is instead of one quick thick coat and get done, take your time and do multiple thin coats like this. Dabbing it gives it a little bit of texture. This steering wheel, by the way, had texture to begin with. So it just gives it a little bit of texture. The stitching's black. I'm going to go right over the stitching. And you go around the steering wheel just like this. Thin, even coats. Go all the way around, reach around to the back the steering wheel. Everywhere there's leather. Put a happy little cloud right here. Maybe a happy little tree over here. Happy little mistakes. Okay, that's as thick as I'm going to make this first layer. So let me cap this before I have it spilled all over my lap here, which would be my luck. Tip: you want to speed up the process a little bit, especially on a cool, damp day. Drag over your hair dryer, or if you have a heat gun, put it on low setting and help speed up the process of curing. Keep it moving if you have a heat gun, because they can be rather powerful. And what you will see, good friends, is the gloss turning to a satin sheen. The shine goes away, leaving a dark, rich, beautiful color, whatever color that is, in the interior of your car. So I just have maybe 15% now to dry. And at this point, I'll turn off the hair dryer, heat gun. At this point, it's dry to the touch. So what I'm going to do is go for another layer. I would advise 2 to 3, maybe even 4 thin layers rather than that sloppy, thick layer. As usual, especially with detailing, guys, it's the time and effort you take to put into something is what you're going to get out of it, and that is true. That rings true with everything in life. But in detailing, it really means a lot. The prep you put into it, taking time to do something right instead of rushing through it. I know sometimes I'm guilty of trying to rush through things, especially during capturing footage where you have so many things on your mind, including what you want to share with your awesome audience, that you just get carried away. Get a little bit more where the finger wore through here on the corner. All right, there is layer number 2. Where's the cap before I spill it on my pants here? And another round of the hair dryer or heat gun. And that quick, we are finished with 2 layers. I'm gonna hop off camera and do maybe three layers total, maybe 4, and I'll bring you in when it's dry, because we do have another step to complete once it's dried and you give it about an hour or 2 to cure, for the dye to cure. We have one more thing to do and you're all set. Okay, after the 3rd layer, I left it cure for a good 45 minutes to an hour. This thing looks brand new. Right up here is where the finger had worn through, or maybe they're resting their hands like this to steer. That's filled in. All those gouges down here from the rings filled in a bit. I mean, it's not perfect. Here's one real deep gap right here. I don't know if you can see that. But it's just a a shadow of its former self compared to the way it was. The steering wheel looks new. I like it. And one really good thing here, they send so much dye, you have enough for the next 2 projects if the color matches. And same with the other cleaners and prep products. You just have to grab some paper towels or old microfibers. Okay, let's get to the very last step. All right, guys, we grab the dye and friction blocker. Best to wait till the next day to let this cure. I'm going to push it within an hour or 2 and apply this. And what I did was I just grabbed an old microfiber. It's short nap. And we're going to dip it in there instead of using that cloth. Now that we have it restored, I want something that's soft and will take care of it. So we put a couple drops into the microfiber and I'm dabbing it. And then just lightly spreading it out into each section. Oop, way too much. Yeah, that's good. Just the way I like it. Well, now that I have half of the bottle of the protectant on this cloth, we're good to go for a couple rounds of this, a couple layers of protection. And I advise you, I definitely advise if you have some left over, reapplying it every few months or so until it's completely gone. Use it up. What are you saving it for? And then one more final wipe with the dry side just to level things off very lightly. And that's it. We are done. Looks new, feels new. User-friendly kit. I'll put a link down below if you guys want to look into it further. Highly recommend.